Nobody expected the phone call to shake the entire house, but in that moment, the black housekeeper knew she had no choice. Her hands trembled, her heart thundered, and her voice cracked as she whispered into the phone, "Sir, you need to come back now. Going to harm your twins." From the very beginning, she sensed something was wrong. The stepmother-to-be walked into the mansion with flawless makeup, expensive perfume, and a smile that never reached her eyes. The twins, bright, innocent, only 5 years old, shrank behind the housekeeper whenever the woman passed by. At first, she dismissed it as shyness. Kids needed time, right? That's what she told herself. But soon, little things started to show. A slammed door, a muffled sob, a bruise the little girl couldn't explain. "Did you fall?" the housekeeper asked. The child shook her head and whispered, "She got mad." The housekeeper confronted the woman once, gently at first. "They're children," she said carefully. The woman's smile chilled her to the bone. "They need discipline." Her voice was sweet, but her eyes were ice. The father was out of town, a business trip across the country, trusting the woman he loved to take care of his home. Love, the housekeeper realized, blinds people. And now, he couldn't see what was happening under his own roof. The housekeeper watched the twins more closely. She followed the woman quietly, listened near doorways, and stayed awake long after the children slept. Then came the night she could no longer stay silent. She heard the woman's voice, sharp and low. "You will listen to me or you'll regret it," the boy whimpered. The girl sobbed. The housekeeper didn't wait a second longer. She grabbed the phone, stepped into the hallway, and dialed the father with shaking fingers. "Sir, please, come home now." "What's going on?" he asked. "There's no time. She'll hurt them, please." Silence. Then the father's fearful whisper, "I'm on my way." The housekeeper hung up the phone and pressed her ear to the children's bedroom door. She could hear the woman pacing, heels clicking, drawers opening, something being dragged across the room. The twins whimpered again. The housekeeper felt sick. She wanted to run inside, scoop them into her arms, and protect them. But she also knew the woman was unpredictable. She had to be smart. She stepped away silently and waited at the end of the hallway. When the woman emerged from the room, her face was calm, almost too calm. "Is something wrong?" she asked. The housekeeper swallowed. "The children sound upset." "They're fine," the woman said sharply. "And you're overstepping." Then she leaned closer and whispered, "Mind your business if you want to keep this job." Threat made the housekeeper's pulse spike, but she refused to break eye contact. She could endure insults, threats, disrespect, but not harm to the twins. As soon as the woman disappeared downstairs, the housekeeper slipped into the kids' room. They ran into her arms, tears wetting her shirt. "What did she do?" "She said Daddy won't love us anymore if we don't behave," the boy sobbed. "And she said she'll send us away," the girl whispered. The housekeeper hugged them tightly. "No one is sending you anywhere." Check the windows, locked. Check the closet, something felt off. Inside, she found a suitcase half-packed with the children's clothes. Her blood ran cold. Was the woman planning to take them, or scare them, or something worse? Every minute until the father returned felt like danger ticking closer. So she locked the bedroom door from the inside, pushed a chair under the handle, and sat with the children until help arrived, all while praying she wasn't already too late. The sound of a car pulling into the driveway made her heart leap. She peeked through the curtains and saw the father stepping out, walking fast, almost running. His face was tight with fear. The housekeeper unlocked the door and rushed down the stairs. He didn't even greet her. "Where are they?" "Upstairs." "Safe with me." He exhaled shakily, relief and panic battling in his eyes. "Where is she?" he asked. "In the kitchen." Before she could warn him further, the woman appeared behind them, smiling sweetly. "You're home early," she chimed. The father stared at her, searching her expression. "We need to talk." "About what?" "About my children." Smile faltered for a millisecond, but the housekeeper saw it. The mask was slipping. "What did she tell you?" the woman snapped, turning to the housekeeper. "She hates me. She's trying to ruin us. You know how these people are." Those words cut deep, prejudice laced through them, and the housekeeper clenched her jaw. The father's eyes flashed. "You don't speak about her like that." The woman's face twisted. "So you'll believe a servant over me?" "She called me terrified," he said. "And my children haven't smiled since you walked into their lives." The woman crossed her arms. "If your brats can't handle discipline, that's not my fault." That was it. The father felt something break inside him. "Where are the kids' clothes?" he asked. "In their drawers." "That's funny," he said coldly, "because there's a half-packed suitcase hidden in their closet." The woman froze. Father stepped closer. "What were you planning?" She stammered, searching for lies, excuses, but the truth was already spilling into the room like poison. The father turned to the housekeeper. "Take me to them." And in that moment, the woman realized she had lost control, not just of the children, but of the entire household. And fear lit her eyes for the first time. The twins rushed into their father's arms the second he walked in. The boy clung to his neck, the girl buried her face in his chest. He held them like he feared they'd vanish. "It's okay," he whispered. "I'm here. I've got you." The housekeeper watched quietly, holding back tears. "Tell me what happened," he said softly. The children hesitated, but then the truth poured out. The yell, the threats, the punishments, the fear. Every word stabbed the father's heart. He marched downstairs, the housekeeper behind him. The woman sat on the couch, arms crossed, pretending innocence. "We're done," the father said. She stood abruptly. "You can't be serious. Get out. You can't throw me out of my house." He stared at her, voice low and deadly. "It was never yours." Woman's facade shattered. She lunged toward the stairs. "I'm saying goodbye to them," she snapped. The father blocked her path. "You're not going near them again," she screamed, furious, but he didn't flinch. Finally, realizing she had no power left, she stormed out, slamming the door so hard the glass rattled. The house fell silent. The father turned to the housekeeper. "Thank you," he said softly. "You saved them." She shook her head. "They saved me too," she whispered. "Those kids are my heart." And for the first time, the father saw her not as an employee, but as family. Days passed. The twins laughed again, played again, slept without fear. The house felt alive, warm, safe, all because of the courage of one woman who refused to ignore danger. One evening, the father called her into the living room. "I've been thinking about everything you've done," he said. "You protected them when I couldn't. You acted when I didn't see the truth. You didn't just save them, you saved me." He smiled humbly. "I just did what anyone with a heart would do." "No," he said firmly. "Did more than most people ever would." Then he handed her a sealed envelope. She frowned, opening it slowly. Inside was a letter, and a new employment contract. Triple the salary, full medical benefits, and at the bottom, line that made her eyes fill with tears. "You're no longer just the housekeeper. You are their guardian in this home." She covered her mouth, overwhelmed. "I don't know what to say." "Say you'll stay," the father said gently. "We need you. My children need you." She nodded, tears falling. "I'm not going anywhere." Outside, the night was quiet. Inside, a broken family was being rebuilt, not by wealth, not by blood, but by loyalty, love, and bravery. The father knew one thing for certain. He owed everything to the woman who refused to stay silent and called him just in time.